think I did this right. I might have done this right.
You did.
We'll find out. Literally figuring this all out right now. Cool. All right. Hi. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the episode 0, first, kind of, dry run that we're doing of this hobby and hang day. I'm Emmanuel. Alex is animated, so I guess Whopper there asking for animated, asking for a refund. I guess you get a partial refund of the $0 you invested. Yeah, I got my Octarius stuff that I'm going to be painting, and Alex is doing a little bit of organization of his hobby space, so he's just going to be joining us in audio land today.
Hello from Audio Land. It's dark here.
It's dark there. So, did
no
you?
Light.
What's up?
There's no light.
There's no light. Only grim darkness.
Yeah.
Nerds. Did you see the new McFarlane toys that came out?
I heard that there were some. I haven't actually looked at the article yet. I heard that you're going to be happy though.
No, very much not so. Actually, the orc came out, and it does not look good. It looks like an orc that you order off a Wish.
Off of what?
Wish, that knockoff website that tends to be just cheap stuff that kind of like an Alibaba kind of thing.
Yeah.
It looks bad. They did my mech dirty. They got some options there, custom force field. The best comment I saw about it was people commenting on the orc subreddit on Reddit that it would be a fantastic option as a Stompa. Right? I was ready to riot at how they did orcs dirty, right? And then I saw that comment. I was like, oh no, that's actually great. I'm actually legitimately considering picking it up. Because I wanted to do a Stompa, but I don't like stuff looking the same. And you know what my plan has been this whole time, to convert a knight into a Stompa, but that's also been done up and down already. So making a giant plastic orc toy into a Stompa, that could be something.
Besides, you'd much rather take pieces of a knight and stick it on a infantry model.
Yes, I that has been my MO.
I'm sorry, I've been slacking on the acquiring knights front. I know you're running low on faith votes.
Come on, man. Why don't you just buy more knights for me? I mean, for you. The reality of it is I have 4 more knight faceplates.
No, I only gave you like 4 or 5.
Okay, so I used one for Gork Frog. I used one for my Breacha Boy. And I at least have 2 more, if not 3 more. Because I had planned out to do Custodes before the release. I was planning on doing them, and I had made a bunch of wanting to do Custodes was more of an issue of me buying in on Ironjaws for Warcry, and then playing 3 games of Ironjaws and Warcry and realizing I did not want to play any more Ironjaws and Warcry, and not having anything to do with all the brutes and Ardboys that I had purchased. I turned the Ardboys into Sistorks, so that was all right. I was pretty happy with that, but I didn't have anything to do with the brutes, so I was going to turn those into Custodians. And my plan was to make the shield guys have, of course, if they're going to have a storm shield, it's going to be a knight faceplate. That's become canon for my armies. Um, and then the new edition kind of took the wind out of my sails for custodians, and not because they're bad, but because they're really good. Like I think you're going to be teaching someone tomorrow at your local
Yeah.
club down by you, and I think he said he was going to bring custodians.
Yeah. I don't think I can go easy.
Yeah, I think if you go hard on him, you still will lose.
We will
Yeah,
find out.
yeah. Tune in next week. But yeah, and there's like I don't know if it's a hipster in me because Andrew from Glass Half Dead. He'll always talk about wanting to play hipster factions and not wanting to play the best thing out there. And I guess there's a little bit of that for me. But I was mentioning this. I forget which Discord I was talking about this in, but it was just like I I worry that victories for a player that pilots custodians well will be downplayed as like, oh yeah, but they took custodians.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a feeling a lot of that sentiment might circulate.
Yeah. Only one way to find out.
Yeah. But then, if you win against custodies, I don't know.
I think that might be one of the few matchups. I mean, I've yet to test this, but I think it might be one of the few matchups that I actually do double double Ranger Vanguard.
Oh, just the full gun line?
Full gun line.
Thing is, though, they're pretty scary in shooting too. So I don't. And with Overwatch and being able to double or even triple tap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I mean, you're not going to walk up to it though.
Where you get like one of them just gets pounded down by, because at that point you have two plasma, and the way I'm thinking, I do the roster two arc rifles, but honestly, I'd rather have two arquebuses.
Really? Do you own two? I mean, you probably own two. Do you have two built?
I think I have 4 built.
Are they good in Big Hammer?
Say what?
Are they good in Big Hammer?
They were when I was just starting.
Interesting.
And then they were okay.
Did they carry that sniper keyword? Is that why they were so effective?
Yeah, that, and they're also hilariously good at like anti-tank as well.
Okay. Okay.
But yeah, I don't know. I just haven't used them yet. I've got four of them built up as Rangers, but it would be pretty easy to. I don't know if you remember, but some of my gunners, I have like heads that are sort of like the hood is half off, so it looks halfway between like a Ranger and a Vanguard. So I can just use those guys as whatever I want.
Interesting. I honestly can't tell your stuff apart, bud.
Yeah, I know. That's why I say shooty priest and stabby priest.
I was about to say that example. I mean, to be fair, like I think to be fair, every faction other than orcs just confuses me as far as their naming conventions.
Mm-hmm.
It's just unnecessary fake words. I always find this the hardest part of getting started on a new piece of terrain. Like, I pick up a color, and I want to start painting. But then I get a little bit of paralysis not knowing what I want to paint.
Yeah, it sounds like you need to get more in touch with your inner orc there.
All the colors all the time. Yeah. I agree with you, Austin. Austin saying in the chat here, I'm feeling the same way about Custodes. He was enthusiastic about them in the previous edition. In this edition, it's kind of like, ooh, do I want to be that guy? I mean, to be fair, that guy is always going to be a faction, right? There's always going to be a boogeyman. But I don't know if there was ever something as obscenely strong as at least how it looks right now that that Custodes are in this edition,
Mm-hmm.
In the grimdark future of Moon, there's only Wah. Yeah, shout out to Titus there, Pajama. He's one of the big forces behind Kill Team University. They're actually having a pretty nifty giveaway contest in their Discord. I don't know if you caught on that today, Alex, but they're giving away some Heretic Astartes stuff. It's actually a brainchild of Moon here, who's in the stream chat as well, Moonanite, who frustrates me beyond all net and having M00N in his name. Whenever I try to at him in the Discord, there's always a brief seconds. Why is he not showing up? God damn it, there's zeros. But he's putting together this raffle contest to distribute some Heretic Astartes. He claims because he's being generous, but then on the sly side, it's because he wants to spread the good word of chaos. But if you guys, can you put a link in this chat, or is YouTube going to be weird about that? You're welcome to if you want, though. And if it gives me an alert, I'll just push it through. Otherwise, I could just throw it into the description after the episode. After we're done with this. Yes, too late for me. Late enough like when I was 12 and all I had was Leet speak names whenever I played StarCraft or Counter-Strike. Oh my god. That takes me back. My handle. So I used to be pretty big into Counter-Strike. I played in international ladders. No in-person tournaments or anything like that. And I wasn't particularly groundbreakingly good at the game, but we still competed with our clan. And my name back then was Elite, with 3 LIT3 and asterisks at the side. I was such an edgy teenager. I was so good and so elite. Embarrassing.
Do you know how many hours I put into Counter-Strike?
How many hours, Alex?
0.
Really?
Yep.
It was really big. I was living in Greece at the time, and internet cafes were huge in Europe because our internet sucked at home. And this was back when I think 1.3 was the edition that was out. It was before Steam even launched, which is 19 years old this week, actually. The Steam platform, which made me feel really old. And everyone would just go to internet cafes out there. There's one called Bits and Bytes that was in the downtown area, and that's where we'd go. And that's where I got into, I think, Warcraft 3, Brood War, Counter-Strike. Apparently, Moon Knight wants to ban you for not playing any Counter-Strike.
It's okay. I'll just keep talking about my sad childhood, and then they'll feel sorry for me.
Sad childhood filled with snakes. Snakes and other forms of happiness.
Are you about to tell that story to the internet?
The snake story?
Yeah.
Do you want to tell that story? I think you tell it better. I'm okay with you embarrassing me and snakes.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
So
hey, man, if you've learned anything about me, I got no shame.
Fair. So I was over at Emmanuel's house a few weeks ago, and he's let the dog out, and I'm chilling inside, and then he comes rushing inside with his dog in his arms and looks at me and goes, "Do you know anything about snakes?" And I looked at him and in a very dry voice responded, "I grew up in Georgia, bud." And he said, "Good point." He says, "I think there's a large, dangerous snake outside." And I was like, "Okay, cool, I'll go take a look." And I walked outside, took a look at it, walked back inside. I was like, "Yeah, that's a rattlesnake. We should do something about that." Long story short, I attempted to dispose of said rattlesnake and made it very angry. And at that point, we discovered that it was, in fact, absolutely a rattlesnake.
Oh, yeah, it told us.
And we then had to call animal control.
Mm-hmm.
And Emmanuel was freaking out, saying like, "Holy crap, that's a big snake!" I was like, "I mean, it's an okay."
It was a big snake. Get the hell out of here.
I was saying, it's an average size snake. It's not that big. And then eventually, animal control comes and he looks at it and he's like, "Oh man, that's a big snake." And
to which Alex turns to me and says, "Yeah, but that's California animal control."
Yeah, I did say that. And then animal control attempted to catch it and failed, and it slithered off into the bushes. Yeah, so it's still out there somewhere.
Somewhere. Living its best life away from my yard. I have not seen him in a long time, but that does not stop me from walking out there with a mag light every night before I let my dog out to whiz, just to make sure. Yeah, I think this one was probably realistically 3.5, 4 feet long. Would you agree, Alex?
That seems about right.
Yeah. It's a big snake. I mean, granted, they get bigger. I'm aware that they do get bigger, and that's not the biggest they get. But that's still not small. Also, my dog is 20 pounds. Animals of scale. That snake would have won. Snake and bacon? I have never heard of snake and bacon, Moon Knight. I mean, I've had rattlesnake before. That's just what you do when you visit Texas, right? You get barbecue and you get rattlesnake just so you could tell your Californian friends, "Hey, I got rattlesnake." Oh my God. Ew.
Have I ever told you about the Rattlesnake Roundup?
I have a feeling you're about to.
So the Rattlesnake Roundup is an event where...
This feels very Simpson. Do you run around with paddles?
No.
Do you know what I'm referencing?
No.
That's a paddling.
Oh, okay. That I know. I hadn't made that connection.
Yeah.
No, so they catch a bunch of rattlesnakes and they it's a big convention and they all bring the rattlesnakes they've caught and they milk them for the venom.
Okay. What do they use the venom for?
To make anti-venom.
Checks out. Okay. That makes sense.
But you can also get rattlesnake meat and things while you're there.
Sure. There's a... Let me read this from Miku. House in Virginia was next to the woods. I was 3. We got back from a trip, and my dad went to the bathroom and saw a raccoon in the tub. I like to think that the raccoon was just sitting there, chilling. "Oh, you're home? Well, you have any more hot water? I think I used it all." Just completely nonchalantly, just staring at your dad. It's like, "Can you turn the light when you leave out? It's too bright. Thanks." I low-key love raccoons, though, so I understand they're violent and fucking terrifying, but... What's up?
There's nothing low-key about that love.
Oh, yeah. I mean, actually, can you see? Yeah. This hand? That's a little raccoon that watches me while I watch bat reps while I paint. That's my normal painting space over there. I have to relocate for the streams, and I feel very much out of my element. And I have to move over and stay in focus. Whoa, that's terrible focus. There we go. Now I can't move at all while I paint. This is not too uncomfortable. Yeah, this is our first time doing any of this stuff, the whole tech setup and all that. So if there's anything y'all see, any suggestions or comments or tips, yeah, drop it in the chat. Welcome to hear any of that. We want to make sure that this is not nauseating to watch while I flip a giant piece of terrain around. Normally I'd paint a miniature just because it'd be easier to fit under this camera space, but I promised myself that I would paint the terrain before I painted any miniatures, and then I started painting miniatures instead of the terrain. So I gotta stick to that rule, otherwise we're not gonna have any Octarius stuff to play with. Yeah, there's this bratwurst place in LA called Wurstküche that
That
I
sounds pretty.
yeah, it does. It does. And when you're 18 and undergrad and someone says you want to go to Wurstküche, and you're never going to stop making that joke, but I digress. Their whole thing is having brats and a really good selection of beers. A lot of Belgians, a lot of German beers. Like really, really, really breadth of options there. And they have a ton of different exotic brats. And I remember getting there. They had it's a 3-meat brat. I can't remember what it was, but it was the two of the meats were rabbit and rattlesnake. And I was just all over this. I was like, oh yeah, that sounds weird. I need that. It was probably the most boring meal I've ever had. Honestly, it did not taste interesting at all. I was hoping it would be more than that. But I had a Delirium Tremens, and that's a good beer. You ever try that one?
I don't think so.
Oh, it's really good.
Speaking of, Emmanuel, have a beer?
I got a water by me. No beer. I'll crack one later with you.
I'll have a beer.
Get that man a puppers. Puppers exists, no?
It does. They made it I think, as a joke.
Yeah, we need to track that down. In addition to that maple whiskey.
So I'm keeping an eye on the stream, like just on my YouTube account.
Sure.
And it's very strange because you and I are talking, obviously,
but just a little delayed.
Delay, but yeah, so it's the delay of watching you on screen versus what you say is kind of fascinating.
You get to see it twice, Alex. Lucky you.
So here, I'm going to do an experiment. Tap your left ear. But that doesn't... Did you do it? Shit, never mind. Did you do it when I said that?
Probably about 3-4 seconds afterwards.
Okay, this is a long delay.
Yeah, it's there's ways that you can set the stream latency, and the lower you have normal, low, and ultra low latency, and quality shifts based on your latency. So if I had FiOS or like Google Fiber, then I'd probably go for the lower ultra low latency just to make it a lot easier to interact with chat. But the reality of it is I don't want to sacrifice quality too much just to reduce that latency.
Wait, is Titus pajama?
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. That's why he referenced Gus and Brew, but we know that he's the fan.
Yes. Everyone should go watch Letterkenny if you haven't. At least give it 4 episodes. That show's amazing. New season when? Soon, right?
Don't know. They had wrapped filming a couple, but I don't know when the next one is. I will Google it right now.
Nice.
This is quality content, right? Me live narrating my Google searches.
Please do. Please read your search history too.
Oh, buddy. I've already sworn. We don't need to get ourselves in more trouble.
Naked Strategic Advantage. Naked Strategic Advantage anime. Naked...
Ooh. On Christmas. It's a Christmas present.
Oh, nice. On Christmas Day, actually? Or just late December?
No, on Christmas Day.
Oh, nice.
It says it might go a little early, but... Okay, so I Googled Letterkenny Season 10.
Yeah.
And then you know how it does suggested searches or questions after that?
Uh-huh.
The first one is, are Wayne and Katie Mennonites? I don't think whoever... I'm confused.
I think they talked about that once.
Pull your finger out of your ass.
Need you to take about 20% off that, Squirrely Alex.
I'm cool with that.
Oh no. Oh no. Don't give us ideas, Jonathan. No strategic advantage after dark. I don't want to see that, let alone all y'all. Oh my goodness. That reminds me of you were there for that. I think you were filming that, right? Where I was pretty exhausted after work at the shop, and I was making green stuffed penises and putting them on all of the D&D miniatures in the shop. And I was just...
I did, but I think it's lost forever because that phone imploded and I don't upload stuff to the cloud.
I might have it on my phone. I put it on Cthulhu and
proceeded to lose your shit like a little girl giggling.
It was so funny because then the LGS owner, he's just like, you're gonna make him mad, and he took it off. And I was like, well, now you're gonna make him mad because now he doesn't have a dick. And my juvenile mind just thought that was absolute quality A+ comedy, and I could not let that go. I found out that someone actually bought the troll that I had eventually put the green stuff phallus on. Someone bought it from Josh, and Josh took it out, and he was like, uh-oh, and snapped it off before he sold it to the guy. I would have loved to be there for that.
No, that's pretty please.
What was that, bud?
No, I just said that's like in Josh's narration.
Oh, yeah.
Don't look, please. Don't look.
Oh, look, a squirrel. I have seen, I think most of Trailer Park Boys. I don't know if I got all the way to the end or not, but I've seen most of it, I think, Moon and Night. To this day, I refer to jalapeno as jalapeno to my wife. She does not find that amusing at all. I showed her the clip. She's like, yeah, they're saying it wrong. That's not funny.
I mean, to each their own. Hey, you want to go get some gyros later?
Oh, you are dead to me. You monster. You monster. Well played, sir. In my brain, it works in such a referential way. It's so funny that you mentioned Trailer Park Boys, because anytime I'm shopping in just like I pick up a cart at like the supermarket or wherever I'm going, and I'm using the cart, and I get the cart with the really wonky wheels, it always crosses my mind, if I throw this in the ditch, I bet Bubbles will be so happy. Have you seen Trailer Park Boys, Alex?
A little bit, not really though.
Do you know the dude with the big Coke bottle glasses, the really thick? Oh, you know who Bubbles is? Yeah. There's this whole thing where he will go to the supermarkets and just take all of their broken carts and just throw them in a ditch behind the parking lot, and then retrieve them after hours, repair them, and then sell them back to the supermarket. And he'll go back and forth between the two supermarkets because they'll keep running out of carts.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's one way to be, enterprising, I suppose.
I think I may be going way too detailed on these.
Yeah, you need to take about 20 to 25% off it, bud.
Yeah, but if I do the small details now and then I just do a bunch of contrast stuff later, it'll make the small details pop. Yeah. I know what I'll do. After I finish this latch I'm doing right here, I think I'll start painting some of the red bits with contrast. Like, the thing is, like, the dry brush with the metallic, with the lead belcher over the black looks so good. It's probably passable on its own, just for basic terrain, Mm-hmm. Maybe some rust spots and stuff like that, but then, like, I'll look at it and be like, oh, but look at all the orc faces I didn't paint. Let's do some orc faces. Okay. What do you want to be, orc face? You want to be red? Let's make you red, orc face. I saw something that I'm going to actually steal from Reddit. I really enjoyed what this person had done. They went and the piece of the terrain that has the lights that are hanging over the door, right? It's just like a bunch of bulbs. Do you know which one I'm talking about?
Oh, in the orc bits?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw someone paint them all different colors, like they were Christmas colors. I really dig that. This is the lucky light. This is the fast light. This one's odd, proper tough.
And you know that means that the fast light's going to be the one that turns on first every time.
Of course. I really hope that your stuff that comes out on Friday is going to be more interesting than just one unique kill team that follows a theme, you know? I've been thinking about that a lot today, actually. I think it would be really neat if it's like you get a selection of kill teams that you could also include with what you already have.
Mm-hmm.
And lets you kind of mix and match from compendium and that, you know?
I don't think it will be.
That would be so cool, though. I would be really into that.
I don't think that's the. If that's what they were going for, that's what they would have given to the commandos and the veteran guardsmen.
Well, but think of it this way, though. They would probably also want to give you something now, but not take the place of a box that they want to sell later, too, no? What do you think about that theory? Because that's kind of where my harebrained idea is coming from, right? Because they're going to eventually want to make a box model thing, ideally, right? So they could sell you a box for 50, 60 bucks that's going to have unique sculpts and completely unique rules. But
yes, but they only have so much possible throughput.
yeah.
And I don't to do that to make a bespoke physical box for every single faction that is a lot of effort.
Well, which is why the White Dwarfs come around as like a second stopgap.
Right, but I think if you're lucky enough to get a team in whatever the Octarius equivalents will be, then you might get your like bespoke like models. But I think if you're not lucky enough to get one of those, I think you just get whatever something built out of whatever you've got.
Yeah, I was just starting to try. I've been trying to think about like conceptually where the White Dwarf stuff is going to fall in as far as the importance. Like, is it going to be like the Commandos Veteran Guard level, or could this possibly be a third level that we haven't really thought about yet, where you have the big box ones, which are unique sculpts. Every single model is like the A team of that faction, right? And then you have the compendium, which is the other end of the extreme, where it's the bare bones to get that faction up and running in the new edition. Not necessarily bare bones bad, but just the most basic treatment they can give to put them in a competitive stance next to all these ones that got more work on them, right? But then the White Dwarf things can, because I mean, how much does a White Dwarf cost? Less than $5, right?
I have no idea.
I don't think they're that expensive. Hey, Battle Brothers Tabletop. Nice. Yeah, he or she, they, are sharing that they're working on the Carius terrain while their newborn sleeps. Mm-hmm. Good excuse to do something zen, yeah. And hope baby does not wake up. Congrats on the baby.
Did you teach baby to roll dice yet? If not, why not?
No. Do you teach baby to scrape off mold lines?
Ooh, no, that's better. That's way better.
That's what you need. That's what you have kids for, right? Take out the trash, mow the lawn, scrape off your mold lines. But
that's genius.
Yeah, right. Just start get cracking on that. So I'm just thinking like the White Dwarf stuff, since I mean they're a business. They've shown many times over that they are a business, and while we engage in being patrons of that business, it's when we start trying to predict what they might do, the kind of business side of it definitely has a weight to those predictions, right? For better or for worse, right? But I digress. So that's where I come from when I'm thinking like, well, what angle are they going to want to do long term? Because I mean, they would love to make a special operatives unit of Sicarians for you or something like that, right? And then sell you all these really unique poses and interesting war gear and all this kind of stuff. They would love to do that. So the only thing stopping them from doing that is if they do enough of a treatment in a White Dwarf to the point that that becomes less desirable. And also, the front page says kill teams plural, making me think that maybe it's, I don't know. This is also me just trying to read the tea leaves and try and figure something out 4 days in advance that I eagerly want to know what I have to deal with.
If I'm remembering correctly from like the table of contents that people figured out.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the Hunter Clade kill team is like what we're getting crunch wise, but then like the fluff sections talk about Adeptus Mechanicus kill teams plural.
Oh.
So I don't think we're getting like crunch for multiple things. I think the articles will discuss multiple teams, but we're not going to be sitting there with, wild amounts of rules. And also with the way they did Commandos and Veteran Guard, I really do think they're like it. I mean, I've seen it in Big Hammer. Like when you start letting people mix and match stuff, that's when balance goes out the window. And I mean, sometimes it goes out the window well before that, but that's when as game designers, if they just let people start combining things willy-nilly, they can't test every single combination. And so that's when things can get bad. So I think that's why it's going to be a bespoke faction, and it's just going to be a single fire team.
Okay. Maybe, do you think they're going to give you faction, like Forge World specific secondaries that you can maybe use for what you currently have out of the compendium?
That would actually be very interesting. That I don't know.
Because I actually, that's the other thing I've been thinking about today. I would be for that. Because that would be really cool. Because what I would hate to happen is for like compendium to immediately disappear once the White Dwarf comes out, right? That would be unfortunate, because then I don't know. I just like more variety, more interesting builds, and all that kind of stuff. And for something to immediately get replaced just because a White Dwarf came out kind of leaves me with some feels bads.
Mm-hmm. Only one way to find out.
Oh my goodness. Well, yeah. To feverishly speculate until we accidentally come to the right answer, so we could say we told you so. If we give all the answers, then we're eventually right?
I think the wind is taken out of our sails when we feverishly speculate past that point, though.
Gib rules, GW. Gib rules. And I think we might be onto something with the whole having kids for Warhammer thing. Battle Brothers Tabletop just said that he watches kill team videos with his firstborn, his Horus, as it were, or his Alfarius, actually, technically speaking, every night, and that's a routine. That makes me super jealous. I tried to do that with my wife, and she was very much not interested. Who's this Uncle Adam guy? Why does he sound like he's on the radio? I'm not interested. I'm actually getting close to probably getting my niece into this kind of stuff too. I painted her a miniature of Princess Leia, and she recently got a Nintendo Switch and wants to play Animal Crossing with her uncle now. It's only a matter of time until she actually came into my my hobby space when she was when they were visiting, and she saw my orcs and said, "Oh, this is your Wah!" And I've never been so proud of her. And I was like, yes, sweetheart, that is my Wah. But say it like you mean it, you get.
You want your own Wah, you can have anything you want right now.
Alex, why am I painting this? Why am I painting this individual nut gold?
Because you're a madman.
I am such a madman. This is why I can't have terrain done. This is why painting terrain and like in a mass with you at the same table helps me out a lot, because you don't want to do any of this detail and I can't not do it. So if we're both painting side by side, and then what overcomes my need to paint every single nut and rivet and bolt is outweighed by my need for everything to look uniform. So my obsessive tendencies start to clash, and then I finally give in.
Good. Let the mediocrity float through you.
All right. There's a monkey wrench on here. That's going to have to be red.
I feel like it should be yellow.
Why?
For the hilarity of it.
Calling these orcs colorblind? They can't tell the difference between red and yellow?
Well, no, because I think that it would be really funny that some mech boy thought, what does a wrench need? More explosions.
See what you're getting at. So I was watching a ton of YouTube videos of Foo Fighter concerts, because I stumbled across a video where there's this young, I think I posted it in our club Discord. I don't know if you saw it, because I think you were on your vacation trip still. But it was a young girl. I think her name is Nandi Bushnell. She's got quite a name for herself on YouTube, and kind of come across a lot of big name music stars. And I think she has a show on Cartoon Network now after all of this, interestingly enough, where she plays music with Teen Titans, I think. I stumbled across trailer. Anyway, long story short, she was invited to the Foo Fighters concert that was end of August at the Forum in Los Angeles. And they brought her on stage to play drums for Everlong. And then it sent me down this YouTube rabbit hole. And there is this amazing, amazing video where some dude dressed like in full face paint like Kiss. They brought him on stage to play Monkey Wrench with him. And the guy was absolutely insane. I was thinking about that right now because I was painting the Monkey Wrench. And David Grohl goes up to the guy and he's like so impressed after this guy plays a solo. He's like, "What's your name, man?" "Actually, no, don't tell me. I don't care. Forever, you're just going to be Kiss guy to me." I miss concerts, man.
Me too. The music scene by me where I moved to is supposed to be pretty good.
Oh, yeah?
Once life resumes.
Yeah.
You guys will have to come down and check it out.
Oh, absolutely, man. I've gone to great distances just to see music. My roommate in college was really into 311. I had never heard about them until I roomed with him, and he dragged me to 6 311 concerts in 1 year.
Oh wow.
Yeah, yeah, I'd never heard of them before, and then I went to 6 concerts in 1 year. One was free; it was at Dodger Stadium, but the rest were not. Very much not. I ate a lot of ramen to make sure I could do that. I'm really digging the random red, almost like fire hydrant. Oh, should I paint that whole thing red like a fire hydrant? Oh, damn, I'm tempted. I kind of just like the random red.
No, just random. You'll stay more
Just
sane.
the one red. Kind of looks like a fire hydrant though. Oh, there's a secret orc face that's getting a little bit of a treatment too. A little secret orc face. I really like how it looks when you dry brush the metallics on there, but God, I hate doing it.
All right, I just put together. Took a quick break from cleaning to put together my Vanguard arc rifle.
You're a real life one?
Uh-huh.
You got an STC?
Wait, I'm mixing things here. Are we talking about printing now or no?
Aren't the STCs like the god mode like 3D printers of the 41st millennium, like AI robots that essentially just
I don't know exactly what that is, but yeah, basically the STC is like the instructions to make something.
Yeah, no, I think they're actually because it was from like the dark age of technology, I think. Or the golden age of humanity, however you look at it, where they had AI and all this stuff before the AI revolted. And I think it's almost like in Star Trek, those things where you insert twig and get burrito kind of thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that was largely what that's like the holy grail of the AdMech to find these things.
Right.
Because they're mostly damaged and they're mostly incomplete, but every once in a while you find an STC that has like the instructions to make like a basilisk or something crazy like that, and it's just the most amazing thing ever. So that's what I thought they were, at least. That being said, I get all of my lore from Adeptus Ridiculous, so I'm assuming Bricky is not just pulling the wool over my eyes.
Or, sometimes a crazy tech priest will find just enough of something to figure out how to slap some robot parts on a dinosaur.
I think once you get your camera set up so we can do the dual mode and switch back and forth between us, I think your first project needs to be your next Dino Kit Bash. That stuff is just...
Oh, buddy, I've got so many projects.
I know you do. I think I'm responsible for loading some of those on you too.
I need to work on more kill teams because if we're gonna do bat reps, like I have to do that.
I mean, you're welcome to any of mine, but that's a lot of orc, not orcs. Kind of want to see more of your stuff too.
Can we steal? Does Josh still have his Grey Knights?
Perhaps. I can ask him. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be at the LGS on Thursday. That's actually a good question. I might just buy them off him if he still has them. He might have sold them, but I might just buy them off him. Because I mean, as far as I'm concerned, when I was looking through the data sheets, it seems that like double falchions are really good.
I mean, I don't particularly care how competitive the list is. Like,
yeah. Well, still,
it's for the purpose of making videos. Like, we don't have to run the most tooled up version of everything for every bat rep.
But you also don't want to be just trash tier as well. That's not fun. That's not fun. We all know what happened when I played a bunch of grots.
Well, to be fair, they're
To be
so
fair,
trash tier that my trash tier orc list
Hey.
stomped them.
They were not trash tier. You had a Mega Knob, you had a few knobs, you had a Flash Git, you had a Combi Scorcho. Those are terrifying models.
If that team had gone up against any real team, it would have gotten destroyed.
I remember the first few times we were playing that, and you had Tournament Brain on, going up against a bunch of grots. And the very first thing you did was you used the Flash Git to snipe the star off of the Great Gobbo, and then immediately just chunked the whole army. I was like, yeah, let's reset and maybe let me hide him better from you because I cannot make that a tantalizing shot because you will take it.
I do think we forgot Lookout, Sir, for that
We
one.
did.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, to be honest, I didn't want to overdo the to be fairs. To be honest, like that was my second Commanders game, and this is before anyone ever gave like a real serious look to Commanders. This is before even the Kiev stuff started to come out, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And like I had this whole cheat sheet of all the different commander specific tactics and all that stuff, and it was just a lot to take in all at once. Commanders was really complex, and honestly, I'm really sad that I didn't get more time with Commanders because it was actually pretty interesting, at least for the factions that I ran. I knew the Commanders options for you were kind of lackluster, so it was kind of hard to get you excited for it, and I can understand that. Like especially looking at your stuff. Although I do hold fast that Niam Sharad something whatever, she would have been really fun to play.
Maybe.
Yeah. But that's ancient history. Kill Team 1's dead. Long live Kill Team 2. Do you think we'll ever play Kill Team 1 again for fun?
No.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I was thinking about that. There was someone that joined the Discord on Kill Team University today, and they were asking if there was any interest in Kill Team 1 still. And my gut reaction was like, ugh, why? Gross. This thing that we loved for 3 years, like all of a sudden I was like, no, new shiny. Alex, why am I painting the little piggy tank?
I'm not going to answer you because this is not the first time you've asked me why you're painting some inconsequential detail.
You know, I'm going to see it there, and it's going to be my happy little bush, and I'm going to be very happy.
No one cares.
Asshole.
I'm going to intentionally place scatter terrain to block it every single time.
You're just going to park like a Princeps right there that's tall enough to block it and just not move him the entire match.
Yep.
Damn you. I mean, honestly, this is close to done.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Good enough.
Like, I'm going to take some... I have a couple other contrast colors here. Like, I'll hit this lightning bolt right here. A couple random panels. Like, I'll paint this one, like, blue. Just so it, like, pops up like they just got some scrap metal from somewhere. But this is close to done. I don't want to go too crazy with it. Like, the more detail you paint on terrain, the more it takes away from your actual model's position next to it. So you don't want to go too crazy with it. But I do like blocking out some of the colors. Moon Knight wants to fly to fly to California to do bat reps with us. When the world is healed, that actually sounds like it might be pretty fun to have guest appearances like that.
That would be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I would really dig that. And the bat rep recording rig that we have is intentionally made to be mobile, so it'd be even fun to bring it and do some fun filming at places like LVO and cons like that. That would be really fun. I'm into that.
Ooh.
Comment from Miku Sheep just made me laugh pretty hard right now. To be fair, Kill Team 1 had injury rolls. It deserves to be old Yellard.
Aww.
Yeah, I can't say that I have any love for injury rolls anymore now that they have a system that works so much better. Yeah. I mean, we had to have an entire... Realistically, it wasn't just one video. It was the attack sequence video that had a big portion of it for injury rolls, as well as the slow rolling video was in a large part because of injury rolls as well.
Mm-hmm.
That's like, I think, close to 30 minutes of content that we made specifically just to help understand injury rolls. That's a bit much.
Yeah, but it made Plasma happy.
Well, I mean, it skewed the whole game around working with those injury rolls. And the big boogeyman towards the end of Kill Team 1's heyday was the team that ignored injury rolls and broke that. The Necrons, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I also think the biggest problem with injury rolls is the unnecessary barrier it created from other 40k players, you know? Because everything was similar enough, and then when you throw an injury roll into it, like there are 40k players that I would talk, oh, that looks real nice. Oh, I dig that.
Is that blue?
Yeah.
Nice.
It's just the, what's it called? Thalassar blue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that looks really nice. Just that pop of blue right there. I dig that. Necron City Open. Is that Atlantic City Open you're referring to? Miku Sheep? Wait about 5 minutes for the delay to kick in for him then to see that and then to type the answer. Yeah, the delay is real. I think...
Oh, wait, this wouldn't work. Shit, I was about to say, all right, I'm going to type something and say it, but I'm looking into the future relative to everyone else watching this screen. Or hearing the future anyway. I'm seeing the same thing as everyone else.
Yeah, ACO. Yeah, I can't... How happy is your buddy now, your buddy Peter now with Tyranids? Because they look real good in this edition. Ignore just the Gene Stealer cheese, just those warriors. Oof. Like, it's tempting me to make some orky bugs. All right,
Ooh.
Alex.
What's up?
What do you think? Successful first stream?
I dig it.
Yeah. We'll do more of these. I think one big change I might make is zoom my camera out a little bit, because I think everyone got very friendly with my forehead today. There's a reason why it was accentuated on my caricature. Uh-oh. Miku, I think you need to get your friend to watch a certain YouTube channel that may or may not explain the game very nicely. Get him learning those rules.
Oh, he just said that's exactly what he's going to do.
Oh, there you go. There's a little bit of delay in me seeing that because I'm looking at the stream view.
Yeah, the guy that I'm going to be teaching the game tomorrow,
Mm-hmm.
like we were like on Discord.
Mm-hmm.
We were saying, well, I'm saying this for everyone, not for
Mm-hmm.
you.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we were like, you should watch the videos. They're like, I promise, I've already got them queued up. I'm gonna watch.
Yeah, I mean, low key, that's part of the motivation we had to start the channel. And we're like, oh, this is actually helping a lot more than just the people at our LGS. We should keep doing this. All right. If you don't tell me to stop, I'm just going to keep painting on stream. Tell me to stop.
You should stop.
Okay.
We need to call it here. We need to call it in the evening. We can expand later if we need to, but we start small.
Yes, I agree. Alrighty. Thanks, everyone. Hope you enjoyed. Drop a comment. Send us a message. Let us know what you thought. Let us know what you liked, what you didn't like, and for the next one, not next week, but 2 weeks, I think, we'll do our next one of these. Take a lot of what you guys say into consideration. We want to make this fun for you as much as it is for us, because I had a good time. You had a good time, Alex?
I had a good time.
Salud.
I mean, frankly, I want to have fun. Them, whatever. I'm going to be the grumpy uncle.
You're a bad cop.
Kids these days.
All right. Adios, everyone. Bye.
Oh.